I believe so. I've always wished that we could emulate the system in the US so we can incorporate them. But it's been very, very difficult. I don't know if the system is made for that, but I think that it would have been the perfect thing for us to do. As we speak now, like you heard the director of sports say, Azamati and all of them were in this school. Fortunately for them, they are there. But unfortunately, probably the university lost out. Because when you train a very good student, it is either he will be poached or she will be poached out there to go and continue education. And so I think that education and sports should be made compulsory. So I get to a level when you want to take that avenue, you go ahead and then the others can concentrate with the academical work.
I mean, not a lot of people, even in the school, the sports director, even get on to do higher things. And what's your word for them, those students who do not even end up being athletes but who still want to pursue sports?
I think you have an opportunity to get educated up to a level, and then you make a decision by yourself going forward. And so from the initial stages, I think it should be combined. Growing up in Takoradi, there was time for sports, and then there was time for the academical work or academics. And so each time we had to, it was for intercolleges, like a week or two was dedicated for that purpose. I don't know if it's same now. And I think it's one area that we have to look at, because, look, not all of us can be professors and lecturers and doctors and all that. And so when one is trained to be able to use sports as a way of becoming somebody in society, I think that person should be encouraged. In the US, for instance, good students are enticed to the big universities, sports students, all because they want to train them. And so most of the NBA, the NFL players that you see on television are all graduates. But then, so ask yourself, why were they able to do that? And it's a hard time. We try to nurture our young ones to take that path.
So I have to do a quick detour and take you to some national matters more. We just appointed Chris Hughton. Any words on him?
Thank you very much.
For me, I've always thought that if we needed to appoint somebody to handle the national team, it was him. Why am I saying that? Because he has been with the team for some time, and I am sure as former footballer, a coach, he's coached at the higher level in the Premiership, he will be able to handle. He's been with the team for some time now, and so if there are any impediment in his way, he should know by now. And it's hard time we allow him to do his own thing, and because his job is based on technical abilities of the game. Let's allow him to do his job, and then the administrative part should also concentrate when it comes to administrative issues. So it's not out of place to give the job to him, for me personally.
So is it time to bring back some frozen players into the squad?
I don't think any of the players have been frozen. I don't think so. Just before the World Cup, he was part of the team. But unfortunately, the coach at the time did not select him. And maybe it was based on one or two factors. We just have to move on. What is past is past. Let's concentrate and then make sure that in the future we'll be able to put ourselves together.
Looking at this, what do you think his influence can be on the team?
I've never worked with him, but I think the first time I met him was in Kumasi when we played Nigeria. And strangely, he was sitting right beside me at the stadium because he was sitting up there during the first half. I think I've always said that scouting should be made broader. There should be people sitting in the stands scouting for the coach down there. But if I'm up there watching the game, I'm able to scout and see what we are doing right and what we are doing wrong. And so if I'm part of the technical team, I'm able to channel whatever I've observed to them. So he was sitting by me. So immediately we started the game, I noticed something from the Nigerian team and I passed on the information. He took his book and then wrote something down. And so I have not worked with him, and I know that you'll be able to accept decisions from left, right. Because at the end of the day, you are there to improve on yourself. And so whatever I say or somebody else say, it's up to you to take it or leave it. But we live in a society where we hardly accommodate the the advice or whatever you call it from others. And so it's if he's able to solicit support or help or advice from left, right, center, I'm sure it will come to help him.
I mean, your friends, Augustine, your pro are coaches. We've not seen you in the coaching room. Is it time to see in the coaching room?
Oh, I have my license all the time intact, but
in fact, 2 matches.
I'm an open person. I speak my mind, and from where we come from, we don't appreciate people like me because they think that we are too loud. No, if I speak, it's for me. I find it very difficult when I hear somebody insult somebody, but I should be always ready to say my mind, and then maybe allow you to explain to me. Maybe I don't understand from your end, and so I will understand, and then we'll move on. So we can never be enemies when it comes to this game we call soccer. I have played the game before, locally, professionally. I am number one fan of the national team. I'm not one of those people that will call into a program and say that we are going to lose a match. No. When the team is playing, it's like we are also playing. We are all the time with them. But it does not also stop me that when I observe something is not right, I cannot speak to it. And that is where we so I haven't coached like you asked. I don't want to train the team within the week, like the pitch day. I train them, and then at the end of the week, some manager or team owner wants to make the selection for me. Somebody said I was afraid to coach. No, but I have my own character, and so I can't put up to that. So I prefer to stay in my corner until that time. I'm not saying that an owner of the team or the national or whatever cannot have an input. No, that's not what I'm saying. But you have to allow me to do the job. And then when I fail, yes. Or when I'm going wrong, you can call me, we have a dialogue, and then we'll move on. But not to select players for me. Recently, the selection of the national team, Otuado, and this and that, it was messy. But that's the system we've created for ourselves. Until that time that we move away from that, tomorrow you come and ask me the same question, I'll tell them I'm not coaching because of A, B, C, D. So me, I'm very open-minded. I'm free. I don't keep anybody's this thing in me. I will always continue to speak my mind. Not everything. Because you are the first person I'm talking to concerning Chris Hughton. The number of calls that I've received the past 2-3 days, and I've decided not to speak. But I think you've ambushed me because of the program and I've answered you. Because I've decided I don't want to speak to you because I don't know whatever I say would make any difference. But we've appointed him. Let's give him the support needed, and then we all can move on as a people.